In a world where instant gratification is just a swipe or click away, it's becoming increasingly common for people to find themselves caught in loops of behaviors that don't align with their deeper values or long-term goals. For many, masturbation isn't just a private act. It's a habit tied to emotions, stress, and even boredom. And while the act itself isn't inherently wrong, the way it affects people's lives can vary widely. For some, it's a harmless release. For others, it's a crutch, a distraction, or even a source of shame. Today, we're going to dive deep into this subject, not with the aim of judgment or moralizing, but to explore the why behind this behavior and how understanding it can lead to greater self-awareness and empowerment. To start, let's take a moment to reflect on the broader picture. Masturbation is often seen as a taboo topic, something people shy away from discussing openly. Yet, it's a universal experience for most, a natural expression of human sexuality. What makes it controversial isn't the act itself, but the way society perceives it and the narratives we build around it. Some cultures stigmatize it, labeling it as unnatural or even sinful, while others treat it as a normal part of life. Somewhere between these extremes lies the individual's experience, the personal relationship each person has with their body and mind. But here's the thing. Like any habit, masturbation can either enhance your life or detract from it, depending on your approach. It's not about the act itself, but the intention behind it and the role it plays in your life. When it becomes a compulsive behavior, something you do to escape emotions, numb pain, or fill a void, it can start to take a toll. Not just on your time and energy, but on your sense of self-control and confidence. Let's take a closer look at the science. Masturbation triggers the release of dopamine, a neurotransmitter often referred to as the feel-good chemical. It's the same chemical that surges when you eat a delicious meal, win a game, or achieve a goal. Dopamine is nature's reward system, designed to reinforce behaviors that ensure survival and reproduction. However, in today's world, where pleasure is constantly accessible, from junk food to social media to adult content, this system can become overstimulated. Over time, the brain adapts, requiring more and more stimulation to achieve the same level of satisfaction. This is what's known as desensitization, and it's a key factor in why some people find it so hard to break free from habits like excessive masturbation. But this isn't just about biology. There's also a psychological component. For many, masturbation becomes a way to cope with stress, anxiety, loneliness, or even boredom. It's a quick and easy escape from uncomfortable emotions, a way to feel good, even if only for a moment. But the problem with using pleasure as a coping mechanism is that it doesn't address the root cause of the discomfort. It's like putting a Band-Aid on a wound without cleaning it first. The underlying issue remains, and over time, the habit can become a cycle that's hard to break. So what can we do about it? How can we take control of our habits and align them with our values and goals? The first step is awareness. Understanding why you engage in a behavior is key to changing it. Ask yourself, what role does masturbation play in your life? Is it a conscious choice, or is it something you do automatically without much thought? Do you feel good about it afterward, or does it leave you feeling drained or regretful? By reflecting on these questions, you can start to uncover the patterns and triggers that drive your behavior. Next, it's important to consider your environment. The world we live in is full of triggers that can make it hard to resist temptation. For some, it's as simple as having constant access to a smartphone or computer. For others, it's stress, loneliness, or unresolved emotions that make the habit hard to shake. By identifying your triggers, you can start to create an environment that supports your goals. This might mean setting boundaries with technology, finding healthy outlets for stress, or seeking support from a trusted friend, therapist, or community. Another key aspect of change is replacing the habit with something positive. Habits are like grooves in your brain, well-worn pathways that your mind follows automatically. To break a habit, you need to create a new groove, a new pathway that leads to a better outcome. This might mean channeling your energy into exercise, meditation, creative pursuits, or meaningful social connections. The goal isn't just to stop doing something. It's to start doing something that brings you closer to the person you want to be. Now, let's talk about the role of self-discipline. Many people think of self-discipline as a form of restriction or punishment, but it's actually the opposite. True self-discipline is about freedom, the freedom to choose your actions rather than being controlled by impulses or habits. It's about building the kind of life you want, one choice at a time. And the good news is, self-discipline is a skill that can be developed with practice. It starts with small, manageable steps, like setting a goal for yourself and following through, even when it's hard. Over time, these small victories add up, building confidence and momentum. Of course, it's important to be patient and compassionate with yourself during this process. Change is rarely a straight line. There will be setbacks, moments of doubt, and times when you feel like giving up. But every step forward, no matter how small, is a step in the right direction. And every time you make a choice that aligns with your values and goals, you strengthen your ability to make better choices in the future. Now, let's take a moment to address the bigger picture. Masturbation, like any behavior, exists on a spectrum. For some, it's a non-issue, a natural part of life that doesn't interfere with their well-being or goals. For others, it's a habit that feels out of control, something they want to change but struggle to manage. Wherever you fall on this spectrum, the key is to approach the topic with honesty, curiosity, and a willingness to grow. Remember, this isn't about judging yourself or others. It's about understanding the role this habit plays in your life and deciding whether it aligns with the person you want to be. If it does, great. If it doesn't, that's okay too. The important thing is to approach the process with kindness and a sense of curiosity. What can you learn about yourself? What changes can you make to live more in line with your values? And how can you use this experience as an opportunity to grow stronger, wiser, and more self-aware? As we wrap up, let's focus on the bigger lesson here. At its core, this isn't just about masturbation. It's about understanding the relationship between your habits and your happiness. It's about learning to navigate the tension between short-term pleasure and long-term fulfillment. And it's about realizing that you have the power to shape your life, not by avoiding discomfort, but by facing it with courage and resilience. So, the next time you find yourself tempted to fall into old patterns, pause for a moment. Take a deep breath, reflect on your values and goals, and ask yourself, what choice will bring me closer to the life I want to create? What choice will make me proud of the person I'm becoming? The answers to these questions are yours to discover, one choice at a time. In the end, it's not about being perfect or never making mistakes. It's about progress. It's about growth. And it's about becoming the best version of yourself, not just for your own sake, but for the people you care about and the world you want to contribute to. Thank you for taking the time to reflect on this important topic. Change is never easy, but it's always worth it. You've got this.